cannot go around me through me to get to my father law, but he and I are one and the same. Now you see what must be done before you can be a universal architect.
Universal justice. Balance scale, divine righteous judgment. Now be the black man time. Fuck if you trust this, you gonna feel the positive vibe. Oh, we gon' bust quick. How do you filthy as lies? Young black people need to learn who you are and understand why you're light skin, brown and dark. And always know where the sun get the heat to stay hot. Stand firm in your square and you never will stop. Rock out with your cock out and never drop out. You be the masters of subconscious ultra builder, no doubt. You build a planet real fast, ultra smooth with no sound. You build a planet real fast, ultra smooth with no sound.
Sun's in sight, katana swore me my call. I fast to meditate upon that ass like we're hard. Assimilate your fate along the brigade.
You cannot go around me through me to get to my father law, but he and I are one and the same. Now you see what must be done before you can be a universal architect.
Universal justice. Balance scale, divine righteous judgment. Now be the black man time. Fuck if you trust this, you gonna feel the positive vibe. Oh, we gon' bust quick. How do you filthy as lies? Young black people need to learn who you are and understand why you're light skin, brown and dark. And always know where the sun get the heat to stay hot. Stand firm in your square and you never will stop. Rock out with your cock out and never drop out. You be the masters of subconscious ultra builder, no doubt. You build a planet real fast, ultra smooth with no sound. You build a planet real fast, ultra smooth with no sound.
Sun's in sight, katana swore me my call. I fast to meditate upon that ass like we're hard. Assimilate your fate along the brigade.
You cannot go around me through me to get to my father law, but he and I are one and the same. Now you see what must be done before you can be a universal architect.
Universal justice. Balance scale, divine righteous judgment. Now be the black man time. Fuck if you trust this, you gonna feel the positive vibe. Oh, we gon' bust quick. How do you filthy as lies? Young black people need to learn who you are and understand why you're light skin.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yo, so I've been on the West Coast.
We about to
and
go.
I be saying,
Peace, everybody.
Peace.
Welcome, man, to the God and Earth Hour podcast, man. Y'all know what it is. This your brother, man, Minister Freedom Allah, man. I'm in the building with the gods,
Peace.
with a lot of the great gods, man. You know what I'm saying?
Peace to the
I'm
gods.
up in here with my man
Peace to the
IC Allah.
earth.
Y'all know how we do, man.
Peace to all the positive people in the universe.
Yeah, we up in here all the way live, man.
You
Y'all know I got my man Truth.
Truth Allah.
Peace to the God.
Peace to the guys. Peace to the earth.
Peace,
and
Truth.
We got, a super special guest up in here with us tonight, man. I forgot to pull the God screen up onto the main stage.
Boom, there we go. Ain't that there right there?
No, I got him. I pulled it through in the wrong way. I didn't pull his frame over. I got him, though. I'm gonna get it together. Peace to the God, though, man. How you be, God? If you can't introduce yourself, we got a spot. My brother, Knowledge Divine.
Peace to the God.
Peace, God. Welcome to the stage, man. Peace to the God. It's great to have you, man. How you?
peace to the nation of gods and earths, Allah's 5%, the 5% nation, and everybody that falls in those categories. Peace to the children that was born into this shit. Peace to the families, and peace to the generational members. I'm magnificent, man, and I greatly appreciate being a guest on this show.
Man, peace, God. Peace, God. Thank you, man. It's a pleasure having you, man. I've been trying to pull your, I've been pulling your coat, man, and just asking and begging you to get on. I don't want to say begging you, but asking you to get up on here and come add on.
It's been a request.
Because you're one of those guys that, that when we talk about building, when we talk about individuals, man, that's doing some things or that's moving and shaking and pushing things where they at, man, you're definitely one of those individuals to come to mind. And we a platform. That's the rain hitting the window. These mics just picking it up. So when we talk about people, man, that's building, that's adding on, man, you one of those great guys I think about, man. So I just wanted to invite you to the Friday Night Cipher, right? When we just come together and we add on. Truth, you also somebody, man, that's new to the panel, man. So if you can,
give it up,
you got to introduce yourself, man. I don't think I was just gonna single the God out.
It's a pleasure to have the God here. You know what I'm saying, amongst us.
He another one.
Word is bond.
Peace to the God, peace to the earth. So yeah, we out here making sure we.
What's your name, guys? Give it to the
First up,
people.
my name is Truth for
They won't
Lie.
know who you are.
You want to know
what
who
I'm
you are?
saying?
Please introduce yourself.
My name is Truth for Lie. Originally from D Mecca, so that's how we doing it.
Peace.
Yeah, peace, God. Peace, God. It's great to have you, man. You're another one of those guys, man. Like I said, that when I think about builders, when I think about individuals that's adding on and that's doing great things in their life, in their world, in their community, y'all is two of those individuals, So one question, we like to throw questions. This is a cipher, so we're gonna throw some questions at you. We're gonna add on with you. What I wanted to ask you is just, God, just in terms of society, just in terms of today and where we at as a nation and as a people, what place do we have? What role should we be playing as gods, as people with knowledge, as people that fall in the so-called conscious spectrum? Where do you fall in your community or in this world, man, right now as a 5%er? Knowledge Divine, you want to take that first question. And really quick, before you answer, God, I just want to say, for anybody who don't know, if this your first time tuning in with us, man, we here, man, to be an example, man, and to give people an understanding about the culture and the world as seen through the eyes and the lenses of 5%ers, man. Through the lenses and through the mindset of people of our culture and of our mindset, man. We want to give y'all the real deal and a real perspective of what we about. And we the guys. Y'all among the guys. We got the earth coming on here later. So that's why we throwing out these questions. That's why we creating this dialogue. That's why we coming together to add on, man. So that was just for anybody who knew or this your first time joining. But Knowledge, I know you probably wanted to add on to that question, God. You want to take it?
Absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
In this day and time, we have two things that are very pivotal to me, very important things. One of them is that our founder, the father of our nation, Allah, said we were supposed to be the trendsetters of society, the guardian angels and trendsetters of society. And so I think that's one of the roles that I strive to play. That's one of the things I strive to do. That's one of the things I've learned from my big brothers who successfully lived this out. Because there were some people who've been unsuccessful, if we're honest. But those, however, not but, however, those that I've had the pleasure to meet and spend time with who've been successful have passed on a legacy to me to be a guardian angel and a trendsetter in society, in the worlds that I'm in. And so that's one of the aspects that I find is important for us right now. And the second one is to destroy the myth. And the myth is that 5%ers are the Muslims that smoke and drink and don't, and we're an offshoot of the Nation of Islam, and we're drug dealers and gangsters like in Belly, and we're rappers because we created hip hop and the b-boy stance and saying peace and word is bond and word up and all these things, these colloquialisms that came from the nation in New York City are who we are. And, dispelling the fact that we're not just in New York City. We're people of the planet Earth. And so those are some of the things that I see as important, right? Because when we go amongst the people and we tell them who we are, and when you're not in New York City, people go off the legend and the myth that they heard about who we were in New York City in the 80s and not who we are now. And so there's generations of college students, there's generations of professionals, there's generations of nurses and social workers and people in our culture and our way of life that are of utmost importance in their professional ciphers. And so that destroys the myth that we are some kind of urban gang that is a prison unit that people have to pay attention to, and we use coded secretive language to deal drugs and all that stuff that people will find when they Google. Yet if you meet somebody who knows me, they would say Knowledge Divine is the true and living, cool and giving God. And so that's what I strive to bring into different circles, and that's what I think is important for us to show our humanity amongst all the human families of the planet Earth. And oftentimes we say hue man is the colored man. However, if you study science, man, if you study the different branches. We're part of a human family of upright. Uh, what do they call that when you walk on two legs? I'm drawing blank on the name, but
What's
Yeah.
that, bipedal?
Bipedal.
bipedal,
Bipedal?
right? We're part of that bipedal group of mammals that are considered members of the human family. We just happen to be the first and the best of that. I won't gloat that we're the best. We're just the original. And so in being that and showing that that's important, man, that's part of our job. Because okay, if people throughout the world see black people not at our best, then they start to assume that that's who we are. So I think another one of our duties is just like be who we say we are. And one of the most difficult things I had to do in life, I'm kind of going a little bit off topic.
Oh, you good,
I was
God Bill.
I was teaching a program in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where I spent 11 years of my life, and I always tell people I was God before I moved to Pittsburgh, but I got my PhD in being God in Pittsburgh. And so one of the most difficult questions I've had to be able to answer came from a Black history professor at Penn State University. And he taught African history as well as the psychological components of it. He said the most difficult three questions to ask yourself is, who am I? Am I who I say I am? Am I all I ought to be? And that third one is difficult, I found. Am I all I ought to be? Because when I weigh, am I all I ought to be against my grandparents and my parents and my uncles and aunts and my mentors and the people who influence me, that's a heavy question. So when you ask, what we ought to be thinking about in this day and time, I would say being the thought leaders and the trendsetters of this day and time society. So that also means being involved in the tech world, being involved in the cryptocurrency world, being aware of global politics, being aware of health and health related issues. It means being a recognized member of your local community, of your local political system. That means knowing local politicians. That means having relationships in all walks of life, from the rotor-rooter man to the architect and everybody in between. And so, these are things that I consider a duty of this day and time, being God in this world and right now in the United States of America.
True indeed, God. I can see that, man. I love that, God. Thank you, man. Great answer, man, to that question. Truth, man. You mind if I throw it at you next, God? What would you say, man? You want to add on to that?
Well, just looking at it from the perspective, just looking at it, you know, from like you said, from the 5% perspective, looking at the world, we got to be able to ground ourselves in some type of economic sustainability. So just looking at the prices of groceries, supplies, issues, the prices of gas, and I was just reading in the New York Times about the science of cobalt. Cobalt is an element that's found in abundance in the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is, we all know, that's a black nation. So, just thinking about, what's going to be the wave of the future and how we can ultimately, come out on top. So we got to have those conversations about what's going to be the wave and understand that and figure out some of the ways that we can truly benefit it. Especially since we know that the Democratic Republic of Congo, that's a colonized land. We know Firestone and all those big type of corporations like that really suck the blood of the Belgian, of the Congo people. So that's one thing that we got to really be conscious of, because we can't allow ourselves to when things happen in a society, just we just automatically fall off just because things are prices are rising and things like that. So yeah, the economics.
I can see that. I
Big.
see. Anything you want? I know you over there. You kind of
Well,
leaned up.
Well,
I see. I know God get ready to drop it.
well, I had a couple of different thoughts, in regards to the bills that's been going on. And one thought was, the last thing that you said was, in regards to the prices going up. If anybody out there, if you're friends with me on Facebook, I got a Facebook post that was just posted lately, and it said that the price of gas goes up, everybody is complaining. But Jordans and Yeezys is $400, and the line is around the corner. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of these individuals complain about prices or whatnot. They complain about prices, but they the same individuals that's, wasteless spenders. So, one of the jewels is make sure you're conscious with your money. And don't just be conscious with it when you hear everybody else on the bandwagon talking about gas and the price of gas is going up when you're going to spend $400 on some Jordans, and go stand in the line, at 6 o'clock in the morning until you get in at 2 o'clock in order to get them. You understand what I'm saying? So let's just make sure we got our priorities and right before we get out here complaining and bitching about the prices going up or whatnot, because regardless to whom or what, you still got to get out and go and work every day. So, we can complain about that, but at the same time, we still got to get out and move. Yeah. However, that was just one point. Another thing I was thinking about is this whole thing about the this Ukraine and dealing with Russia, right? And when you mentioned the Congo, and what was the name? The Democratic what?
Democratic Republic
Of Congo.
And then going off into Firestone, and the whole history of the Congo and the how that came about was about through something called the partition of Africa, and a lot of individuals talking about. I saw something online that mentioned the fact that black people need to think about the fact that Russia never partook in enslaving black people or taking advantage of black people. They never took, they don't have no land in Africa. They one of the only European nations that never, took in the partition of Africa, and the scramble for Africa and this, that, and the third, and that's true. However, the reason wasn't because they loved black people. You understand what I'm saying? Just due to the if you know anything about a military strategic assessment, it just wasn't, and not only that, just economics of a country. It just wasn't feasible. It wasn't the smart thing for them to get involved in that, because in order to defend anything that you had over there, which was a colony or anything, it was too far from all advantage points for them to even come and defend. And it was just too many things they had to go through in order to have control of something over in that land. The only thing they was really only interested in was being able to have trade relations. But they didn't want to have control of the land. They didn't want to have colonies that they had to, defend and have military over there. And especially at that particular time, they were not financially able to do things like that. It wasn't a smart financial, move on their behalf.
As well as God, the only thing that I would say, and I don't even want to say in disagreement, but only thing I would say in contrary to that, because I've been seeing that on social media too. Mm-hmm. I would tell those people to study the history of life for a black person or a black person to live in what was known as the Soviet Union.
Well, God, no. Well, so, that wouldn't be in contrast to what I'm saying. Yeah. Even though I welcome that, because that's what this is about, dialogue. And there's nothing wrong with someone bringing about an opinion that's diametrically opposed to yours. Yeah. This is what makes the things interesting.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So therefore,
I was just talking about that argument on Facebook, talking about how Russia feel about black people.
Yeah. So we're in accord, but that's why I said that, this is what individuals think. Is not because they love black people that they never got involved in the partition of Africa. Right. It just wasn't financially feasible. It wasn't smart militarily.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? In regards to, why they didn't get involved in it. However, they hosted meetings No,
Yeah.
they had delegates there, but the delegates that was there, they wasn't involved in the gaining of land when the scramble for Africa was being done in that year. They were more involved in establishing, making sure that they were involved in the trade relations that would be involved.
May I jump in?
Come on, God. I
Please,
see
God.
you kind of. You was. I know you was looking. I said, here he come. Come on.
So in 2018, I had about 6 months in between my job and my first contract of my business. And during that time was the initial, I guess, American attack on the country of Russia around the elections
You said
and things
American
like
attack?
that, around
You
the
say
Hillary Clinton thing and the
American attack?
emails. And so during that period, I decided to
Please, God.
look at
You said an American attack.
around the hacking. Remember around the hacking of the elections?
When
Around,
Hillary Clinton's emails were hacked,
yeah,
and
around
they were saying
2016 in that time
okay, so
period.
you saying when it was an attack on America from Russia,
Well, they.
Yes.
you know, as far as intel.
They were
Yes,
saying
as far as the cyber attacks.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
The
yes.
Well, they
cyber
were saying
attacks
that
that
they
happened in
traced the-
connections to what was going on in our political system,
Right.
connected to Hunter Biden,
Right.
connected to Hillary Clinton and her
Right.
emails, connected to Pizzagate, connected to Trump, connected
Right.
to the elite people who were in those societies, a circle of men, groups
Right.
of men for one
Right.
common accord, which was whatever they was into.
Mhm.
During that time, I realized that I didn't know much about Russia as a group of Europeans. And so I spent the summer watching documentaries about the history of Russia. And so one of the things I learned is first, the reason that Russia has a different relationship with the other European unions or other European countries is because Russia is not, quote unquote, technically white. They're not fully Anglo-Saxon, so to speak. They are descendants of the Mongols who entered the Genghis Khan and his homies, his crew. Genghis Khan and his crew was all through Russia and that area, Ukraine. That's why they have darker hair. That's why you don't see many blonde-eyed, blue-haired Russians. Is because their people are part. They half original in some ways. Some of them, when you get into those areas. So another thing that you'll learn is they were Orthodox Christians. And so as the Western Europeans got into the industrial ages and things like that, in Russia, they remained hardcore Christians to the monk way of life that the Christians had at one point in time. So they were behind technologically. And it wasn't until Peter the Great, the Tsar, Peter the Great, that they climbed out of that ignorance. And he was the first one to leave Russia and travel to France and England and see the technological advances.
Peter the Great.
Peter the Great.
What year was that?
God, it had to be the 1600s, 1700s.
Okay.
And so
okay.
he's the one that he built damn, what's the name of their big city? I apologize. I'm not quick on the draw with those names right now.
Especially
However,
Russia.
he got them into the game. He set up shop and did a military campaign to take over a port area that was controlled by another group of people in his region. It might have been the Ukrainians, to be honest, or the I don't want to start naming nations around there because I don't have all of that memorized. However, he got them into the game, and so they were behind. And because they were behind, they couldn't necessarily compete, which is what you were saying. They didn't have their economics together. And so while the Western European superpowers were colonizing the rest of the world, Russia was getting their shit together. So they always kind of had a chip on their shoulder.
Yep,
Because,
true indeed.
you know what I'm saying? It's like
Yes.
some King of New York shit. Like,
Yep.
you guys got fat while I was away.
Yeah.
If a nickel bag gets sold in the park, I want in.
Yeah.
And so that's when you get Russia getting into the game seriously in World War I, but tremendously in World War II, where they became a quote unquote superpower because they had scientists.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother discussion about.
Well, yeah, you know, all you gotta do is just go and research Operation Paperclip. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I thought that was with the Germans.
Well, that was, you know, all types of scientists, but mainly them.
Oh, okay, yeah, because that program spanned over some time.
Yeah.
Okay. Truth, anything you want to add on?
don't know. You talk about as far as like the Russia
Well, just in
and
terms of
Ukraine.
where we're going at.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's the Friday Night Cipher. That was just something that, you know what I'm saying, that sparked my mental when I heard the bill.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we just, you know, kind of just freestyling, you know,
Well,
just.
Well, I want to go back to when we were talking about like the reason of me bringing up about the cobalt and things like that is because ultimately we got to get control of our resources. You know what I'm saying? We got to get control of our resources. No different than we got to get control of our resources in our neighborhoods, our daily neighborhoods, like the lots and stuff, especially in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? If possible, we gotta be getting these lots that's for $100. You know what I'm saying? You can buy up to 2 lots. You know.
Create community gardens.
Yeah, or
we can develop our own foods.
Right. Or just community gardens and places that you can just relax and have a peace of mind.
Yeah,
because,
parks.
you know what I'm saying? We staying like food deserts. You know, cause
and not having the city allocate the funds that's needed for those type of things. That's why it's more crucial for the communities to get involved with programs like that.
Right.
You know, creating our own community parks and community gardens and coming out and actually farming the land and making sure we're taking care of the land and, you know, build, you know, basketball courts and, you know, parks and swing sets and whatnot. Yeah.
And you know, I think about individuals like somebody like DJ Quick or Ice Cube or something like that or whatever. Like they, you know, they may have wanted to not necessarily get involved in none of the things that's going on in their neighborhood. They just, but because of their environment, you know what I'm saying? You just certain things you just start getting involved in. So I'm saying the reason why I bring it up is like we gotta have outlets or opportunities for the young people to be able to get involved in things like that. Like, you know, not just rapping, but the science of engineering. You know, the science of cobalt battery and the science of what make your cell phone actually run instead of just, you know what I'm saying, just the basics and going on Facebook and stuff like that. You know, that's why I automatically brought it up. So it's like basically like we gotta take control of it, because that's what time it is. Because just like the neighborhood supermarkets in Detroit, particularly like the neighborhood, they don't have like fresh fruit in there. You know what I'm saying? Like the fresh Honey Crisp apples in there. They got the old apples in the bag. You know what I'm saying? They don't got the crisp boys. So I bring that up to say we got to be able to have good nutrition. You know?
Fresh fruit, fresh vegetables.
Fresh vegetables.
Yeah, I'm with that, God. You know what I'm saying? And it got to be advertised. It got to be advertised and make sure that that's the part of it that's mass marketed. That this shit right here is fresh. You know what I'm saying? It ain't been sitting on shit.
What's that right there, Knowledge Divine?
A terrible thing to waste.
What's the subtitle? Environmental racism and the assault on the American mind. See what I'm saying?
So,
Yeah.
Truth, after the show, if you have some time, I would like to discuss what you're talking about as far as controlling resources and the 55 countries in the continent of Africa, because I got some things going on, and you know, the platform ain't the necessarily place to discuss the game plan.
Yeah.
You know that's right, man. But you know,
I'm you know, just being conscious of what's gonna be power in the world and how we gotta have a piece of it. You know what I'm saying?
And the individuals that's want to be with the game plan, you know, where it come.
yeah, man. So
Because it's the game plan, baby.
yeah, it's definitely a game. It's definitely a game plan. So God, man, it's Knowledge Divine, man. Y'all kicking it, man. Now do y'all want to? What was I gonna ask y'all? Damn, I had another question for you, man. On the Friday.
It's okay. Do we got a time limit tonight?
No,
Ain't
we don't
ain't
have
no birth
time.
record. You already know what time
we
it
going
is.
then.
Well,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I saved my night for y'all. We going.
Listen, even when we cut the air, you know what I'm saying? We still gonna keep going. We building, God. You know how we
That's
do.
right.
You know
Yeah.
how we do. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
We got the
the-
guys, we got the
Yo.
wise minds, we got the big head scientists in the house tonight. Word is Bob.
If y'all be in D-Mecca, you got to do it all nighter.
Oh, yo.
Because it ain't right if you don't.
Yo, got it. They don't know. You know, our viewing audience I don't think they really know, you know what I'm saying, what it is to really come to D Mecca. You know what I'm saying,
Ca-
do what we do.
okay,
You know.
we got time, but at some point I'm gonna go into my history because,
We
yeah,
got time, God.
Yeah, guys, we
yeah,
can.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
It's a Friday
it's
night
all good.
cipher.
well, and then as some what we do, I do got a couple videos I was gonna play, as well as a couple clips, but it ain't no rush, God. Then we got the Earth coming on too, before the night is over. But yeah, God, go ahead through your history, man.
Yeah,
Please.
yeah, that's it. I'm interested to hear that, God. Come on.
Okay, and well, let me give you a backstory.
Cause
So,
cause you just blew my wig back, you know what I'm saying, in the pregame show, you know, with the dude you just dropped, you know what I'm saying, about I'm Majestic and I'm Medina back, you know what I'm saying, on that stage and back in hip hop night, back in that day, you took me back
yeah,
right there. You know what I'm
God,
saying?
John,
Those that
I
know,
was
they know.
there.
Word is
Like
bond.
it's been, in my life, I've had the honor of being there a lot of times.
Word.
And so I'm not telling about my shit. I'm not
Yeah.
telling stories
Yeah.
about shit that I heard. I was there. I was if I wasn't making it happen, I was there
Word.
when it happened.
Word.
So um I'm born and raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. One of two children.
Peace to Cream
I
City.
I'm from a middle
Peace
class
to
working
Cream. Peace to
family
Cream
that
City.
lived. Yeah, yeah.
No doubt.
Listen, um, and so I, Pops worked for Miller Brewing Company for 42 years. You know what I'm saying? Mom was a professional faller, meaning, what I'm saying, she always found a way to get hurt at work and sue the company. She was one of them slaves. Like, I'd rather hurt myself than pick your cotton. Fuck you. And so that's how we lived on the east side of Milwaukee. And I went to an all white school district from the age of 4 years old till 18. Um, and so the science of code switching was something I was fluid in elementary school because I used to get punished. I got regular whoopings. I used to get I had a teacher that actually physically used to hurt me in first grade, what I'm saying, for acting up in this class in this all white school district. And so I had
Yo, peace to God. Yo, what's your physical degree?
I just turned free knowledge, 41 years old,
Word.
December of 2021.
Okay, good. I'm freeborn, you know, and I was just thinking when you said that, like yeah, shit. I come from the day when that was kind of like normal, to have a teacher putting their hands on you if you acting up. You got your ass whooped in class. I had a principal had a big ass wooden paddle. You know what I'm saying? He lined individuals up at the end of the day and paddled everybody's ass that was giving teachers a problem.
That was just going out. Like when I was coming through, it was just kind of making a big deal about that.
And by the time I got in school, it was known I called the police on your ass.
Right, you from the abuse generation. We from the beat that ass generation. And so I was raised, as most black people, quasi-Christian. And my family used to do the church a couple times a week. And as a child, I remember I didn't understand what they were doing, and it was all this weird ceremonial stuff, and it just felt fake to me. And it was like they were playing. It was almost like they were characters in a play or something. That they would do this repetitive act every week or a couple of days a week. And so I just kind of like would get into my own mind and be daydreaming and imagining stuff at church because I'm like, what the fuck is this? Why do I have to come here? This is not. I don't like whatever we're doing when we close our eyes.
Yeah,
like I'm not.
yeah.
I'm thinking about some other shit. I'm just
Listen,
closing my
God,
eyes because y'all making me close my eyes because y'all close your eyes.
I could totally identify with you. I'm laughing like a motherfucker because I could totally identify with you because I had to go to church on every Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I used to always wonder to my mother like, "Damn, ma, why you ain't never gone?"
Yo,
but that was her alone time. That was her me time. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all gonna get the hell out this church. I mean, out this house. Y'all going to church. If y'all not gonna go to church, you keeping your ass in the room until everybody else get back from church.
Yeah, man. that was so that's my, early stage of being like, I don't like this religion shit.
Yeah.
Like, what is this that you're making me do? Because you're enforcing your will upon me that I have to participate in these ceremonies.
Okay, peace, God, listen. But listen, I know you got a deep history. Now,
Okay,
I want you to condense it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 'cause I thought you was about to go into some deep Mecca history or something.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I went square inches on you. My fault.
Oh yeah.
My bad. So anyway, white school district, live in the ghetto. Every day I gotta fight to prove my love. Nobody fucks with the nigga that go to the white school district.
Right.
And the white school district think I'm a nigger from a dumb neighborhood. Meanwhile, these east side niggas is some of the swiftest of niggas in the cities. So, I'm from that era and that neck of the woods. Shout out to the Nick Street, 4th and 5th in Melvina. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the whole
Peace.
4th Street from Capitol to Keith.
Okay.
Shout out to all them Messmer niggas and niggas that went to Green Bay Elementary School and the niggas that hustle on Port Washington.
That's what's
You know what I'm
up.
saying? From Keith to motherfucking Melvina.
cheese
Couldn't
heads.
hustle on Capitol.
So God,
You know,
let me
See the cheese heads?
let me ask you this: What made
No.
you? What made you?
No, they want cheese heads. Okay, I thought that was like, you know what I'm saying, the sports thing up that way.
No, I'm
You
a
know.
Milwaukee motherfucker. Fuck Green Bay. 'Cause
Oh,
in the
you know,
80s
there
see,
is a difference there. Y'all do have that thing there. You know what I'm
so
saying?
dig
Everybody
this.
is not like on the,
thinking
okay,
No.
yeah.
So-
That's
so dig-
interesting,
so-
God. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so when
Yeah.
I was growing up as a child in the 80s, black folks used to talk. This is when the Packers was losing.
Right.
Black folks was talking about having went to the Packer game
Uh-huh.
and white people pouring beer and soda on them because they was mad and they was losing and they would take their anger
Right.
out on black people.
Right.
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? So hearing that as a little boy, I was just kind of like, man, fuck the losing ass, punk ass Packers. I'm from Milwaukee. Fuck Green Bay, 3 hours from here north.
Right.
Anything
okay.
north of Milwaukee is racist.
Okay.
I'm gonna just say it.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
okay.
And as
I
y'all
get it.
seen with the
I
Kyle
get it.
Rittenhouse shit, anything between Milwaukee and that Illinois state line is racist.
Right.
And anything between them state
So you more
lines in
like a
Chicago
Brewer
is
fan.
racist.
So you're more like
So-
a Brewer fan.
I'm more like a abused Bucks fan. The Bucks ain't win a championship for 50 years, and all them years that they was losing and fucked up, I lived there, and I had to watch Michael Jordan make highlight fucking film moves on the Bucks, getting their ass bust. But the Bucks is like a farm team that would get dope players and send them other places after they develop. So, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Big Dog, Glenn
Yeah,
Robinson,
yeah. You right
and
about that shit.
Ray Allen and Sam Cassell had a chance to get a chip, but that's
One
anyway.
tractor trailer there one
And
time.
so God, what I was gonna ask you, what made you get knowledge out there, God?
I got tricked.
Oh shit.
You talking about getting? You say getting knowledge out in Cream City?
Yeah, I got tricked. I didn't. So for first things and foremost, I'm from Milwaukee, and I grew up on some gang shit. The niggas in my neighborhood was on some gang shit,
Right.
and so I'm on the corner of 5th and Melvina where we kick it at. We call it the Nickel. I'm on Nick Street, and I'm with my homies in front of the Hustler House. My homie Devontae Cunningham, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. His uncles was the Hustlers, and so we hung out in front of their house. It was the coolest house to be at, and so we standing literally on the corner by the stop sign, and this big army doll G.I. Joe looking motherfucker rounds the corner, and you know what I'm saying? It's this understanding seed, all aggressive and shit, and he walk up to us and he says, "Who want to learn how to? Any of y'all want to learn how to shoot an M16?" and so
You said
know,
this the God.
I watched G.
That's shit.
You say this is God?
That's a son.
Go ahead. God, I'm probably God. Go ahead with your story. Go ahead with your story, God.
Yeah,
I can see
so
it
you know what I'm saying. So the M16, for those of y'all that don't know, in the 1980s there was a cartoon called G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, and the niggas that went to war had M16s. And so in 1984, for my Christmas present, my parents bought me a toy M16 fully automatic rifle. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so when this motherfucker is like,
What's some G.I.
"You want to
Joe
learn how to
shit?
shoot an M16?" I'm like, "Shit, me? I want to shoot. You got an M16?" Like, nigga. And so this is the summer before 8th grade. This is August 1994. And so he like, who want to learn how to shoot an M16? I'm the only one that's like me. And he's like, here, memorize this. And it was a copy of 120 Degrees. And so, he basically gave me that and was like, memorize it, and he left. And so about, a week or so later, he came back, and in that week, so my other homie, Devontae, whose family's house we was at, he also got a copy of 120 that day. But his uncles who knew A Son because they worked with him at a whatever little temporary job he had, they knew that he was saying he was God and he didn't believe in this stuff. So they told their nephew, yo, don't get down with that shit. He don't believe in God. Well, when I found that out, and when my homie was like, man, I'm not down with that shit. He don't believe in God. I was like, oh, word? He don't believe in that shit neither? That's what I remember reading and understanding in Malcolm X. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what this shit in here is talking about? Because I seen Elijah Muhammad when I was paging through it. And I was like, wait, that was dude from the Malcolm X movie and from the book. You know what I'm saying? Because I had read the book, the autobiography of Malcolm X in like 5th grade or 6th grade when the movie came out in 92. So anyway,
that's why I don't understand how individuals be trying to shit on the idea of dealing with Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, and the whole history of the shit in regards to the history. It's
listen,
like, yo, come on. You know what I'm saying? If you could disprove they bond, you could disprove this nation. You know what I'm saying? Word is bond.
Yeah. I don't even entertain that shit.
I stand on that.
I wanna speak on this now since you brought that up.
Oh shit. Come on with it.
I'm from Milwaukee, and I didn't know any of the firstborns of this nation. To be honest, I didn't know this was a nation when I first got a copy of 120. And so not having that relationship to the East Coast, because I live in the Midwest and nobody had money to fly out there, and none of the guys from the East Coast was flying to Milwaukee, except later. I'll tell you about that. Our connection was to 120 Degrees and those lessons and that foundation of Islam that had been established and founded in the 3 Midwestern cities of Detroit, Michigan, Chicago, Illinois, and Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the first 3 mosques of the Nation of Islam that has a culture of Islamic thought and non-cohesion with white culture going back to the 30s. And if you do your research in places like Chicago, has the Noble Drew Ali Moorish Science Temple movement, that's going back to 1914, around that time. So there's been a strong sentiment in the Midwest of, we don't fuck with that shit over there. We on this.
As well as God, what I would say, man, is that I think what a lot of people get mixed up is that what Elijah and the Nation of Islam and essentially God, I think what they was dealing with in its very essence is something totally different from the so-called Islam of the East.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the moment Elijah and them said the words, "Who is that mystery God?" and under they set a different precedent.
A different tone,
absolutely. Right. That's why the modern so-called Islamic world never accepted him.
And God, while you saying that, let me say that. And at the same time, I think that's why I can somewhat understand where the individuals come from when they had that, like, why y'all coming with the Elijah thing, or, you know what I'm saying, the Farrar thing. It's like, I can understand that because the same way, because that's what the Father did. True. The Father came and he made a distinction between us and the Nation of Islam.
He did,
right?
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I can understand where, what it is, what the gods are saying and what the earth is saying, yes, what the people are saying in regards to that. However, you still have to bear witness to their union. You know what I'm saying? To that union, because that union is what brought forth the, truth and the manifestation that the God,
Well, that's why I like you to understand it. Even when you watch that old video of El Rahim and those brothers in Harlem, when he was like, Elijah, that's he a holy Muslim.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was like he the last messenger
Yep.
and holy apostle.
Mhm.
So all I thought was, I said, "Oh shit, okay, the gods got understanding. The gods
Mhm.
see it."
That's supreme understanding.
That was supreme understanding.
Yep.
Like, yo, he the last messenger,
Yep.
and he a holy Muslim, meaning he a righteous Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
He was a righteous man. So I was like,
Because you know,
okay,
that's what I say. You know, that
shit.
if you say we got it, you know what I'm saying, a shahada, the shahada is that you bear witness that the black man is God, that there is no mystery God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? His private name is Allah.
I'm telling you. Because the
You know what I'm
shahada
saying?
ain't nothing but what? A declaration.
Right. You know, you
Right.
bear witness that the black man is God. There ain't no mystery God.
Come on, True. What you
That's
got
right.
to say, man? I
Well,
knew he was
His
coming.
private
See?
name is Allah.
Well,
I knew he
He
was
revealed who
coming.
we was in 1964.
I'm telling you.
That's why Elijah said he kissed the black stone, but he ain't like kissing it because he knew what he represented. You know what I'm saying? He represent the black man, or the black people, or the original people.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Us being the foundation of the planet Earth. So it's like you can observe those rituals and everything, but really, what we dealing with is just knowing the essence,
The reality of those rituals.
right? The reality, or what those rituals really mean.
The living
You
personification.
know what I'm saying? And how you can apply those principles to your life. Because at the end of the day, we got to be able to apply this to our life. You know what I'm saying? We got to be able to apply the principles or the jewel that we see in something to our everyday life. And really, it's about having a balance. Because I was building earlier. See, when you stressed out, even when you stressed out, it releases hormones in your body. You know what I'm saying? That cause you to gain weight. You know what I'm saying? Make it harder to get that weight off of you.
Yeah, and God, real quick, man, not to cut your wisdom, God, because I do want to say something before I lose this thought, because it just came to me. You about to go to the restroom real quick, I see?
Word.
No, I was about to say, God, we got to dedicate this episode to Infinite Al Jamal, man.
Peace.
Know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Peace to the true and living God.
Peace.
I just thought
Yeah,
about
but
it,
yeah.
man.
Yo,
know what I'm saying?
you know what?
You know,
Let's-
for anybody who don't know, man, you know, we want to hear at the 5% Connection, man. We want to dedicate this episode to the true and living God, our brother Infinite Al Jamal, man.
A historian
you know,
of our nation.
a
Word.
pillar, a teacher, an educator, man, a Medina, man, the land of the warriors, man. Peace to the true and living God. You know what I'm saying? So, Allah lives, man. We want to
True
dedicate
indeed.
this to the God, man.
Always and
These
forever.
flags we wearing on our necks, man. These was crafted by the God, man. So
Peace.
that
Peace
was
to
the
the
true
God.
and living God, man. Those who know,
Yo.
know.
I got my
you know,
book of life loaded with plus lessons from the
oh,
God.
man,
Word is
definitely,
bond.
God, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? The God got manifestations on the flag. You know what I'm saying? He got different, you know what I'm saying, volumes of the histories. You know what I'm saying, of the planet and the nation. You know what I'm saying? The God was a historian. Word is bond. The God is going to truly be missed in the physical. Word is bond. But, you know, I can't say that I was very fortunate to be able to walk with the God and be able to actually, you know what I'm saying, know the God and, you know, get Jews from the God personally, you know. And, you know, God will, you know, forever be remembered in perfection in my mentality.
Yeah, man.
Word is bond.
no
You know,
doubt,
and you know, before we, you know what I'm saying, finish this up, you know, I just want to make sure that, you know, we give to God 12 seconds of silence.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? And we could do that, you know, right now.
Yeah, peace, God.
Peace. Peace to the God.
Peace to the God.
Peace, God. And yeah, man, I wanted to say that, man. Wanted to drop that because I want to transition really quick, God, into our. I want to play a little clip of the God, man. You know, we do a little.
Can I say something before that?
Go ahead, God. Come on.
I mentioned about, you know, the connection between
Come on.
Milwaukee and Chicago and Detroit to the Nation of Islam. However, when the manifestation that the black man is God hit Milwaukee, it was like wildfire. And it was one man teaching it. His name's Allah Son Truth now. You know, I met him at 13 and he told me his name was Shaheed. And then a little later, I found out people was calling them gravity. Anyway, when that manifestation that the black man is God and not a Muslim and not a believer or follower, and the application of supreme mathematics, man. Cause I'm gonna tell you, as somebody who read Malcolm X and seen the movie, after the movie, I didn't want to fuck with the Nation of Islam. Y'all killed them. And also, I'm not trying to
The
be.
movie was set up to make you think that.
Yeah, I could. I was
Yes,
about to
yes,
say that too.
absolutely. That was
Mhm.
the angle, right?
Yeah.
It didn't mention anything about the FBI, and their intimate involvement. Anyhow, I just wanted to make clear that even though I mentioned my city's connection as far as historically, you know what I'm saying, via living in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, power born, I had the honor and privilege to travel to the nation's capital, New York City, and Harlem and Medina, or Harlem and Brooklyn, Mecca and Medina in our nation, and actually connect with the history of Allah and his teachings to the people that knew him, that were with him, and those who were taught by those who were with him. And the perspective that you get from walking and talking with somebody who's with him versus the understanding that you get just from studying lessons are like day and night, because he had his own understanding of those lessons, and it had nothing to do with some of the perspectives that you might take away from 120 degrees if A, you're not applying supreme mathematics to them, and B, if you understand that that's a culture and not a religion, it's a way of life, and that everything in there also um, is not for you. And I'm speaking as far as being God. And so, you know, if you God and you ain't made that trip to now why you don't have those relationships, I'm gonna tell you that there are aspects of our culture that you don't understand because it was founded there. Those that were with him are there, and there are aspects of this that haven't left that tri-state area of the United States, and so it's important. I just wanted to say that.
Man, peace, God. Thank you.
Hmm.
Thank you for that, God. So, with that being said, God, what I want to do, man, is I want to hop in, man. We want, for everybody that don't know, man, if this your first time to the God and Earth Hour podcast, man, we'll do a video highlight, man. So we wanna play a couple videos, God. I want to drop a clip, man. For anybody who didn't walk with Infinite Al-Jamar, man, I walked with the God. Did the wise thing, got the God's number, and I would call the God, man, and ask him questions, man. I would ask him questions. The last time I built with him, God, we was talking about the whole flat Earth thing. We was talking about all kind of stuff, man, and he took me through the history of Robert Walker. He took me through the history of things that happened in Brooklyn and things that happened in them early days, God. And I would pick the God's brain. You know what I mean? And I used to get a lot. I got this universal flag piece from the God, man. So I wanted to play a clip of the God, man, as well as another video, man, because we always try to strive to play some videos and drop some nice clips of the gods and of the earths, man. So I wanted to share this with the people, man, and with everybody who's adding on or who's doing the knowledge to us, man. So let me get this up, man. Knowledge, you'll probably be able to hear it, God, unless you watching. So this my man Infinite Al-Jamar, man. Peace to the God. This was at a Universal rally in Mecca, man. The God was kicking it, man. Peace.
The black man to be here in the wilderness of North America going through pure hell. Hey. You let your stand up and kiss him on the cheek. You send your children into their stores. They keep your children out of change. You send your daughters in their stores and they're trying to take them in the back of the store and speak with them. You don't see them walking around. equality. How y'all say all being born to build? There's wisdom and equality. This is build or destroy. Point blank. Build is an infinitive number. Build is an infinitive number. And the reason why I said build is an infinitive number, because if you take the 8 and you turn it sideways, you get infinity. It's an infinitive number. So your building and your destroying is infinitive, because in order to build, you got to destroy. In order to build a strong building on a strong foundation, you got to destroy the old foundation and make a new foundation. That's what this nation's about. I am a member of the 5% Nation of Islam, which is currently known today as the Nation of the Gods on Earth. The definition to the Nation of the Gods on Earth is education. I want y'all to understand it. So when you get out there and you start teaching these young brothers and sisters, or some of the elders that want to know about it, we about education, mentally and physically. Mentally, I got to go to school to get to know how to build a building. Physically, I got to take that mental knowledge and apply it so I can build a building from bricks. That's what you should be teaching your babies, so that they can continue to further their education in this nation. Many of y'all have spoken to a lot of us older brothers, and that's all we speak about is education. Because that was taught to us. That is the legacy that the Father have passed down to the original black man who is members of the nation of the gods and earth. And we who are the members of the nation of the gods and earth is supposed to pass down to our children, so that they don't have to go to school and get D's, because they're talking about they are the supreme being, and they can't even spell the word truth. Education starts at home.
Peace to the God.
Man, peace to the God.
God.
Peace to the God, man.
Yeah,
Don Savine, you still there?
Setting it out, Jamar.
You was able to hear that?
Yes, I can hear it loud and clear.
You heard everything?
Yes.
Anything you want to add on that, God? Any add on, anything you heard or took from that, man? Because it was a lot, man. The God was kicking it, man. That's why I let the whole clip play, God. And two, if you want to watch that whole video, God, I tagged the link to the God's channel in the description in our YouTube box, man. It's a few more pieces to that, man. That's on Prince Namor channel, man. Peace to the God, Divine Understanding, Born of Law, man.
We have to develop a fund or something like that, you know what I'm saying, with certain gods, you know, with any god, return to the essence that we can, you know what I'm saying, we could donate to, you know what I'm saying, if individuals want to, I would like that, to make sure that, you know, in case any individuals want to donate to a fund for this individual,
together,
you know what I'm saying, you know.
Well, when I talked to Eminent today, God, he told me he was gonna tell me whenever he got information about, what was going on or what was happening. So, I was saying that's something we might try to get up top for.
Yeah.
Well, it's like what the guy was saying earlier. It's different times now. We got generations of, teachers, and generations of, you know what I'm saying, scientists. It's a little different now. You know what I'm saying? So we got to set up those opportunities. Not opportunities. We got to set up those methods that we can, support each other.
And that's why it's important to keep contact, with the older gods,
Yeah.
to make sure that we can gather them jewels. You know what I'm saying? At certain times, different times, because you'll be surprised, at what you get, from whom at particular times. You gotta make sure you keep them ties established, and a lot of times for different individuals, based on who you're dealing with and where you know them from or what's your history with them. It's the thing that we call being able to go and seek wise counsel. And he was definitely one of the gods that I would go and seek wise counsel from. If I had the opportunity. I wasn't that close with the God. I'm here in D Mecca, the God was in Nahawai, but anytime I went to Nahawai, I was always amongst the God, and I was always, I would go to the God, even if I was at the show and prove, I would go and, patronize the God at his table, try to, get Jews, that I could from the God. So I did know the God. I did strive to get what I could from, you know, while he was on this planet.
What I would
peace to
say,
the God.
God, just to add on with you, man. Like I said, I was talking about a little bit the last conversation I had with the God. What I was asking him was, how did the gods deal with the different things that we was faced with in terms of adversity? Like like you said, you had, like, nowadays how we see the so-called people who say they trying to come against what we teach, or trying to say what we teach is wrong, or how we need to be taught this way. And that's why I said he took me to the whole Robert Walker history. He was saying you had these brothers that was teaching stuff a whole type of way. He said, yo, man, the guys, he said the Doom Squad went and they threw his ass out. They wasn't playing with him. He said brothers got on him. He said the guys was so, he just talked about the unity that the guys had. And how when people would try to come against the guys, not only was we ready to take it there if it meant taking it there, however, they was challenging that shit mentally.
Mm-hmm.
They was challenging it scholarly. So he was just like, God, keep building and keep studying, So, yeah, man, yeah, and I wanna keep it adding on, man, because I had another
Can I-
video clip. God, come on.
Can I
wanna
touch
add on
on
peace?
what you asked me earlier, which was what I thought about what the guy said?
Yeah, come on, God.
So the thing I took away from everything that he said was education. And so you asked me about my history. What wound up happening is I didn't see a son from 8th grade until my freshman year of college, after he gave me that copy of 120. I spent high school reading 120 to people because I didn't understand that, I was supposed to memorize all of that. I knew supreme mathematics, and in fact, the supreme mathematics that I originally got in my in 120 had definitions after them. So like that clip of infinite algebra was the first time I heard somebody say part of what that original definition was, which makes me wonder if he wrote that. The original definition that I had after knowledge in the set of of 120 degrees that I got said, knowledge is the base of existence, which is built upon the black. Wait, knowledge is the base of existence, which is built upon the black reality through the power of realization. Knowledge can be broken down into two words: know and ledge. The ledge is equality of the devil's civilization. Once you know the ledge, you can master it. And then it said, knowledge, son, man.
Huh.
Yeah. Knowledge is the base of existence, which is built upon. No, that's what it said. Knowledge is the base of existence, which is built upon the black intelligence through the power of realization. Knowledge can be broken down into two words: know and ledge. The ledge is equality or the devil's civilization. Once you know the ledge, you can master it. Knowledge, son, man.
Studying 120 right.
Peace to
That's
the
what it
God.
said. Yeah.
Peace,
And
God.
I had a basketball court in my backyard, and so I made all my homies that summer announce they score in 21 in supreme mathematics. So if you won, you score wisdom knowledge, or
Peace,
you
God.
bounce back to knowledge power if you miss your free throw.
Yeah, and God, I did have one more video clip I wanted to play real quick, man. You good?
Okay, can I say one more thing,
Go
guys?
ahead, God.
So I didn't catch up with A-Sun again until I went to the University of Milwaukee. So the gods was in college. A Sun was in college. Self-Wise was in college. Supreme Solar was in college. Asiatic Life was in college. Uh, Understanding Culture was in college. We was all at the University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. So education is a pivotal part of my process of getting knowledge of self, and intelligence and the ability to communicate and do more than just surface level research was a big thing in the cipher that I grew up around, because like I mentioned, people were in college, and so there was a certain level um, of education that you had to even get in. So that's why I said that clip. The thing that I took away was education and hearing the God build, because education was such a pivotal part of me getting knowledge of self. So that's what I'll say.
Peace, God. So, man, God, thank you for that, man. I appreciate that, God. Thank you for that add-on, man. So, yeah, God, what I'll be striving to do is, play, not only highlight, our channel, but highlight places where people can get in contact with other long-form content, man. Other hotness and other hot clips, man, of the gods and us build it, man. So here's a clip from Allah B, man. This is another one from the great Prince Namor channel, man. If you following us, man, make sure that you go follow the God and go check this video out, man. It's a great jewel from Allah B. The link is in our chat, in the description on the video on Facebook and YouTube, man. So if you go to one of them platinum channels, if you on Instagram, make sure you follow us on YouTube so you can follow this channel, man, and check the full video out if you want to, because I'm not gonna play the whole thing.
Just because he ain't like the Father, because Allah the Father wasn't no chump. What chump you know gonna stand in front of a nigga with a shotgun, a 45, and a 30-06 looking to murder him? What chump you know gonna tell these niggas with that equipment, come on, lollipop? You know what a lollipop is? A sucker. Allah wasn't no sucker. The sucker stood in opposition of Allah. In 3 short months after he started building. That go to show you how strong Allah was in his build with the babies. Less than 90 days, they came to take him out. Left him for dead. Couldn't take him out. In this same month, divine equality seed. And he showed him what? Proof. And the babies stood with him. They didn't have no fear. We didn't have no fear. We didn't run and hide like cowards. We ran to Allah. Hey, how can we help see them dudes that did that to the one that came to teach us civilization? Because nobody else gave a damn about it. But Allah did. And we was killers. We was thugs. We was out our goddamn mind. And we came, and he survived, showed, improved, and taught us civilization. He was so civilized and masterful and showed that mercy that the dudes that tried to take him out of here, he didn't want us to do nothing to them. Did he, Jakeem? Told us to leave him alone. He showed me Carlos, a cold-blooded killer, that the father said that if he had 100 like Carlos, he'd take it over overnight. Didn't he say that? He 100, Carlos was on his job. They came to kill God. But we the ones that he had. And when we went to get Carlos, he said, no, leave him alone. He was merciful. But Carlos had to get it another way. Not from us. We had a mission, and that was to teach civilization. We had to be the power on the whole part of the planet Earth. Power, not pussy power, God power. Over the sun, moon, and stars. To build a who? the builders, and destroy the who? The deceivers. So when they come deceiving, it's your duty to destroy that shit. And if you're wise and intelligent, like we supposed to be, we have a foreknowledge. We got supreme mathematics that we can detect things before it even occurs and predict the same and exact to happen even before it happened. And if we see something negative coming down the line, we got the capabilities of countering that. So why we letting all this bullshit go on then?
Peace.
Peace, Knowledge Divine. You still there, man? You ain't checked out on us, how
That's
you?
powerful, God. That was powerful.
No, I was just doing the knowledge. I don't.
Peace,
Yeah,
peace to the
I ain't
God
wanna
of
be
Law
on
B.
camera. The
Yeah,
God,
that was
the God
powerful.
was who
Word is
the
bomb.
attention was
Yeah, that
on.
was powerful. That was powerful. Come on with
Yo,
the add-ons, man.
my first
Yo.
show and prove, I was able to stay at a Law B rest.
Damn.
Mm.
That's why I stayed with that weekend. And you know what he made me do at my first show and prove?
What's that?
Sit at a table and give out books to the babies.
Mm.
That's what I did my first show and prove. I didn't get to go into the auditorium. I didn't hear no music. I was giving away books.
Mm.
He had 2 bins full of books. And
Word.
that's how I spent my day.
That's
Peace.
positive.
Peace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, listen.
Yeah.
I
That's positive.
as soon as he told me,
Yeah, that's what's up.
That's what's up.
That's some,
Yeah.
And
yeah.
not to mention, but God, but like you said, you got the blessing because you spent the night with the God.
no, I spent 4 days.
Peace, God.
I got to meet his son, who
I'm telling you.
returned to the essence. Peace to the God. I'm drawing a blank on your name, but I'm walking with you right now. So the night I arrived in New York at like midnight, and by the time I got to the school, it was about the knowledge hour.
Mhm.
But they'd already knew that I was coming. However, pardon me, not but. However, they knew I was coming, and so when I arrived, King U Justice was at the school, or he met me to let me in. The God, I don't know if you know who I'm talking about, King U Just. Pete God, Pete to God. Like he's
I
short
recognize that
knowledge.
voice. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He has a bit
yeah.
of a
Yeah,
speech
yeah.
impediment.
Yeah.
One of our
yeah.
loveliest brothers.
Yeah,
man.
the
One of our
God
most
got
dedicated.
some deep history in the nation.
Yeah, he does.
Sure did. Yeah.
And so also if you don't know, part of the reason why he speaks in that manner, he fell from a very high distance.
At a young age.
Probably in his middle 20s,
Okay.
somewhere around there, early 20s.
Mm.
He fell. I think he was climbing something and fell from a long distance, and so that's what developed his
That high
ways
tone of
to-
speech.
yeah. So he, please
Right.
don't get it messed up. He
Oh,
he
no,
was
no,
born
no,
like
no.
that.
The God is
That's-
official.
The God official.
Yo,
The
he's
God is official.
official.
Yeah,
Ain't
he
no
official.
question.
Yeah, God.
And
any,
so-
any other add-ons, real quick, on what the Law B was dropping? I see truth. I know
Well,
y'all
God,
stuff y'all wanted to drop.
not necessarily on what he was dropping, because I'm saying the God is always official on his wisdom. However, I could just build on my, my history with the God. I got knowledge within the same year that the God came home from the belly. I remember the whole 4-band, rally cry, and that was, the free born of law, and that's when his name was Born of Law, and I remember, studying the God's history, back when he was in the Bronx, and certain parts of the circumstances caused the God to be able to, have to go to the belly, and just to mention, I have had the privilege to be able to walk with the God. The God used to go every time I used to go to the show and prove, not even the show and prove, if I was just in Now Why at any particular time, I would happen to catch the God while he was on his way walking to Jacob's, which is a soul food restaurant in Mecca. And we would go down there, have dinner, get some nourishment and whatnot, and just build. And I just want to say, peace to the God. I got to make sure I, tap in with the God, check in with him, so I haven't talked to the God show, in a while, you know what I'm saying? But, I got to make sure I do that, But peace to the God, Allah be, the God, I always get inspiration from his bills. When I hear his bills, it's like, yo, I hear it and I'm like, yo, I sit up in my seat, you know what I'm saying? I get a little more astute, you know what I'm saying? Because, I'm doing analysis of what the God is saying. Word is bond, and with that I say, peace,
True.
Yo, one. Oh, my.
Well, it's about being civilized. That's the science. The science of being civilized. So first and foremost, being civilized is having a high degree of civilization, not only to yourself but to other people. Is being able to.
One more time, Truth. Your audio wasn't coming all the way through. What you saying?
No, I was saying to be civilized is not only just how you treat yourself, but your interactions with other people. So you're dealing with high culture, high civilization. So you're dealing with the science of being mannerable, just on a basic level, being respectful of other people. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And doing things that I would say that's not offensive to people. You know what I'm saying? Considering other people, like it wouldn't be civilized for me to eat and have food coming all out of my mouth, and you'd be like, that's nasty, man. What you doing? Like, what's going on? That wouldn't be civilized, but we see those types of habits every day, unfortunately. So we have to be the civilized ones. That's why today's degrees tell you what is the duty of a civilized person. So now that civilized person has a duty and responsibility to teach that high degree of culture to other people, because ultimately, that make, when I was talking about the stress, those are things that help alleviate the stress. Treating people the right way and having people treat you the same way, just naturally help you alleviate the stress of life.
Man, peace, Preem. Yo, peace to Preem, man, on YouTube, man. We appreciate the donation, bro. Much respect and love to you, man. We appreciate that, bro. Knowledge Divine, what you was about to add on?
When I stayed with Allah B, one of the questions I asked him was, what did Allah like to do when he wasn't, like at the school or, with his family or at parliaments? And he said the God liked to, he did martial arts, but he also liked to play basketball and go swimming. So, he was a man. And I think that's very important for people to keep in mind, that this was a man in his, for the most part in our history with him, this was a man in his mid to late 30s, and he had a family, he had jobs. One of the other things I learned was that Allah was a painter. He did some work painting, and so trying to think what the other is. One other thing that he did, construction wise. What I remember was he was a painter. He knew how to paint. So just some of these things. If you spend time with Allah B, the God is another walking museum.
Peace, God. Let me say, another thing. I just want to build on this real briefly. Just to drop this. Just thinking about the simple fact of the time of the month and the year that we're in. In regards to the God's history. One of the significant things about his history is, I think it was called the history of the mountain St. Helen. It's in regards to, at one time the God had been considered, banished from one of the residents that he had secured for the gods, back in the day. And it was because that the father had said that he was coming home from when he was locked up, and he was supposed to. He said that he was coming home, and he was coming home at the first of the year, and a lot of gods was looking forward to the God Allah come home January 1st, and Allah B had came along, and well, be Allah born Allah, he had came along and he had said that it would be around March 21st. And the gods, bombed him, what I'm saying, said that, he wasn't writing his act, this, that, and the third, and he had got banished. That was the terminology that is used, that he was banished and, ran from amongst or whatnot. And it had showed and proved that around that particular time, that's when the father had actually got released, from the confines at that time. And he had he didn't want to address the gods until Allah B was amongst at that time. However, I had asked the God what jewel did he draw from in order to come upon that, and the God blessed me with a degree, and what I would say in the degree, it basically drew up the whole science of the zodiacs and the natural progressions of the sun and what would be considered the beginning of the new year, which would correspond with the time of March 21st, which we approximately in that time right about now. And, that's just all to say, peace to the God, in regards to being right in his act into making knowledge born to that, bit of history,
So when I stayed with him, he told me that same story. He told me Allah said he was coming home in New Year.
Mm-hmm.
However, Allah B said he did some research, and in the Asiatic world, New Year started in spring when life begins.
Mm-hmm.
And so the gods was expecting Allah to show up, around January 1st.
Mm-hmm.
However, Allah B said, he was coming home in spring, and the gods, I heard that's what he told me, that they banished him from this apartment that he helped get, or it was his apartment.
He secured it,
and, yeah. And so, the God, Allah came home in March.
Mm-hmm.
So the same weekend that, I was at Show and Prove for the first time, I asked Allah about it. And Allah was like, man, I don't know about that. He marched in March. He said, Allah marched in March and walked away on me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something I always remember.
Word.
So rest in peace, Allah.
Peace to the God. Word.
He gave you the jewel, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave you the jewel, though.
He did.
Yeah, and I'll share that with you, at a later date, that plus lesson that I got from the God, based on that, from the God Allah be.
Thank you.
Word.
Yeah, he last time what I was gonna say, last time I was up at the Show and Prove, the God blessed me with a book. He gave me a couple books actually.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they was some pretty nice jewels, some nice little history the God put together, man.
Yeah, we'll have to try to get the God on the podcast.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, I know he would. So, but on that note, God, real quick, I'm I don't went through that. I'm gonna drop real quick, transition into the music. So I got a couple tracks I want to play. One of them, man, is a D Mecca classic and a D Mecca native, man. So I'm definitely gonna drop the God, and then one is a classic, is a old classic, but goodie. Even though I just got another somebody, one of the gods or one of our subscribers sent us one, so I may play that on the next one. So man,
do y'all got the audio for the world famous Supreme Team live shows?
We can get it. Yeah.
I got another one that I wanted to play.
I got one of them.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna get with you on that.
We'll get with you on
it. Yeah, doubt.
On the first track, man, I gotta play is Dial G. Huh? My man Lord Sincere.
Peace to the
Peace
God.
to the God.
Okay. Yo, the guy got some shit coming up. The guy got some shit coming up too. You know what I'm saying? The guy got some nice shit coming out.
I meant to call him, but I was just gonna play him and then send him the link.
He'll get the buzz.
Like,
the city be on buzz about that one. Word is bond.
So I gotta play
He'll
the
get the
joint
call.
from the God. My man Lord Sincere, Dow G. Life Hard, man, official video, man. So this the first one on the music play, man. Peace.
Life hard, so hard. Love hella right, that's the life of the God. Life real, so real. It is what it is and care less how you feel. Life hard, so hard. Love hella right, that's the life of the God. Life real, so real. It is what it is and care less how you feel. Life hard, nah, no it ain't. It's smooth as Remy, 1738. My dreads and her stance getting longer. Guess that's my magnetic growing stronger. Placed in hell, was told to sit there. Heard about heaven while I'm trying to get there. Now how I get there, I wonder will it matter? I'll get stacks and stack me a ladder. Will it be, I will use success. Let's toast a bottle of your best. Every bar I spoke, word I wrote, deposited as a promissory note. Life hard, so hard. Love hella right, that's the life of the God. Life real, so real. It is what it is and care less how you feel. Life hard, so hard. Love hella right, that's the life of the God. Life real, so real. It is what it is and care less how you feel. Check my progress rubbing on my scars. Check my future, gazing at the stars. Ours is very, very bright. Glow from the blunt tip, me lighting up the night. Chakra pathway, Sun Tzu mathway. Knowledge to born, we don't do halfway. Emotionally scarred from the penitentiary. Pain, suffering, owes for our injury. Non-negotiable, silence acquiescence. Black God, DNA drip my essence. Every bar I spoke, word I wrote, deposited as a promissory note. Life hard, so hard. Love hella right, that's the life of the God. Life real, so real. It is what it is and care less how you feel. Life hard, so hard. Love hella right, that's the life of the God. Life real, so real. It is what it is and care less how you feel.
That's right, Mr. Right. Dow G. You got the doctor in the house. Gods of greatness. From the mind of Allah. True and living. Let's get to zero gravity. That's right, that G-force. We coming from the center plane, God. Firing shots at these deaf, dumb, and blind American Negroes, those who need to grow, lacking the power of the truth. Now they got Sun Tzu cadre in the booth. Lyrical, swore play. Okay, let's lace the people, baby. Cause they want the universal dialogue, the supreme wisdom. We got it, baby.
They don't even know. He ain't got a clue.
We gotta play another one. We got another Dow G and Resurrected, man. We playing number 2. We're gonna keep it rocking. Hey.
Resurrect power.
Too many OGs, too many homies, too many know me, raised by them OGs. Never be a phony, the OG told me, sharpen your degrees. Master life with ease, plan and you'll achieve. Keep your eyes on greed. Real OGs read, give and you receive. Learn how to lead, strive to succeed. Your OG, You double OG. Shout out OG. Peace to them OGs.
Been to hell and back, made lost stacks, lied, told facts, one lost scraps. Been to hell and back, made lost stacks, lied, told facts, one lost scraps. Man, I'm OG. Yeah, I'm OG. Man, we OG. Yeah, we OG. Been to hell and back, made lost stacks, lied, told facts, one lost scraps. Blood on my nights, blood on the mic, nation on my back, 40 on my lap. OG. OG. Yeah. No, I'm G.O.D. Yeah, we way OG. Yeah. Call me G.O.D. I don't mumble, got shit to say. OG move a different way. Smooth as unseen pistol play. Creep up on you like it's the day. Original God, built with the wise. Know he was great, looked in his eyes. Didn't command, he advised. Gave you knowledge, helped you rise. Look inside, that is you. Every part, that is true. When it's born, it'll break. Take your hands and make it make. Cadre, make it shake. Don't estimate, mince to make. Shape and mold, I could just hold. My reality, I could just know. Sun Tzu, I could just show. Traveling, a righteous road, knowing the code, knowing the math separates me from the mass. Not in tune, that's a slow gas. The Quran, be my past, be my present, be my future, be the life, be the love, be the shit that'll change you. OG. Done been to hell and back, made lost stacks, lied, told facts. One lost scraps, I've been to hell and back, made lost stacks, lied, told facts, one lost scraps. Man, I'm OG. Yeah, I'm OG. Man, we OG. Yeah, we OG. Done been to hell and back, made lost stacks, lied, told facts, one lost scraps. Blood on my nights, mud on the mic, nation on my back, 40 on my lap.
No doubt. That was nice.
Huh?
That was nice.
Yeah. So yeah, man, that was the music portion of the show tonight, man. Thank you, man. Yo, Knowledge Divine, man. I know you in the building, man. You still there, baby?
Come on, man.
Where's he going?
PM where I'm at.
Say he's not going nowhere.
I'm on the West Coast. It's 9:05 p.m.
Peace to the God.
I'm just getting started. and also for your viewing audience, I was smoking earlier. This is Oregon CBD flower. So if you know what I'm saying, you can get THC flower. Of course, it's plentiful out here. However, they have really, really good CBD flower, and CBD is just for pain relief and calming your nerves and things like that. So, some people take the concentrate in the form of oil, or it's kind of like sticky oil. Yet, you can burn it and smoke it in a flower state. So, shout out to Oregon CBD flower.
No doubt. Peace.
Yeah, peace to the God, man. So yeah, man, for anybody who may be just tuning in or maybe just getting here, may came in late, man, this the God on Earth Hour podcast, man. Y'all know how we do, man. When we and like we said, like the title says, this is the God on Earth Hour. I think the Earth got a little wrapped up with the babies, man, so she could not join with us tonight, man. But we're gonna work to get the Earths in here. Next time and get in here a little earlier. Really, the Earth's Day really be that Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Friday night really be for the gods. And we really look to have this nice panel. So, for all the sisters out there that's tuning in, man, we appreciate y'all for adding on. Yeah, man, it's the God on Earth Hour. So look, man, if y'all got any questions, we about to take some closing statements and closing add-ons, man.
You got any questions?
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen any a bunch of questions, just a bunch of add-ons. A bunch of loves, a bunch of comments. Yeah, everybody been enjoying the comments. But yeah, we've been getting a lot of love on YouTube. and Facebook and on Instagram. Peace to all y'all, man. We appreciate y'all for adding on. But you know, I don't see any questions. If you got any, drop them. I did have one piece to the God on those tracks. Did Dr. Bahu finish his "As a Man Thinketh"? Um, I'll ask him, God. I'll ask Dr. Bahu for you, man. That might have been Dr. Bahu who just liked the stream on Facebook, man. So I'll make sure I ask the God when I talk to him.
I'm sure the God finished, you know what I'm saying, whatever it was the God was going through. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, they be complete with the tracks, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they be
You know,
complete with
I,
the tracks.
I know how the gods do what they do. You know what I'm saying? Be on some Sun Tzu shit.
Yes, sir. Yeah, peace, God. Well, you would know. You know, I know that album, and when the God was doing that, that was a little bit before my time and me coming around. That's why I said I don't want to say yes or say no. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's what I said. So, but you would know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was
That was the
privy
only
to all
question.
that Sun Tzu shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah. So like you said, it
you
was
know,
definitely
all of the gods, you know, they may come out, you know what I'm saying, under their own names, you know what I'm saying, here and there, whatever times, whatever, you know, but me myself, just from how I know the gods, how I know how the gods get down, and you know, my bond with them, it's all some Sun Tzu shit.
That's right.
You know, it's all Sun Tzu. You know. That's some D-Mecca shit if you don't know.
If you don't know, you know, man. If you know, you know, man. So peace to all of y'all, man. Peace, God. Peace to the gods on Instagram, man. And peace to everybody on YouTube and Facebook. So closing statements, man, because we about to get ready to get up out of here. Knowledge of Mind, please stay on, man, after the streams. You know we're going to be still here kicking it and rocking out, man. If you just tuning in, you know, if you want to catch the whole thing, if you missed everything, you can check us out on Spotify and all streaming platforms, man. And you can get, you know, the full recording. If you on YouTube, you know, you're gonna have the full replay. If you're gonna have Facebook, it was all replay. So Preem on YouTube, Sons of Cadre say it was never released. Peace, God. Okay. Okay. So we got somebody in the building. So yeah, man, if you make sure that you following us on YouTube, on Instagram. If you on Instagram and you maybe want to see the full replay or see the full video, make sure you go on YouTube and follow us, or you go on Facebook and follow us. You can get the full replay, or if you want to listen to the audio, if you do podcasts, check us out on Spotify, man. And we can rock and roll, and you can get the full replay from there, man. Also, if you're interested in the knowledge, if you out there and you watching and you interested in learning and connecting with the gods and the earths, man, in your respective city or location, man, make sure you go to the website at the top of the screen, the5percentconnection.com. Click the button, enter your name, your phone number, your email address, and we gonna get you together, man, and get you locked in. So, Truth, anything you want to lead the people with, God?
Yeah, I want to finish that degree. Teach the uncivilized people who are savage. Civilization, righteousness, knowledge of themselves, the science of everything in life.
I don't know what happened. What keep happening to your camera, man? Hold on, real quick. Let me bring you back in, man. Your camera it's like it blanked out really quick, but I'm about to bring it back in. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. 17 on YouTube say got to do that history of D Mecca. We with you, man. We're gonna do it. We was about to do it, and we still gonna do it.
Yeah, we was gonna make that the first episode. You know what I'm saying? We decided to do some other things. You know, start coming up. Yeah. Because somebody else made that a suggestion about the D Mecca history. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Peace,
God.
Can I jump? Can I say something? I didn't really get a chance to address some of the stuff that I wanted to build on.
Hell yeah, God. I was about to come on, I'm about to bring you up right now. Here you go.
All right, so it's a few things. One of the things is I'm into the environmental world, and I work in the field of sustainability. I was in the field of renewable energy. I have certifications in the field of energy efficiency, weatherization, and building science principles. And so our involvement in the environmental sector is important because of our advocacy of our love of the earth. And both in the black woman and the original woman of the planet Earth, as well as this
All I gotta do when I eat
planet that we
is
live on,
buy
our
another
planet,
computer
you know.
or
And so
upgrade disk
I
drive
want to
and just
encourage
put a
all of
bigger
us to
RAM
be
in that bitch.
conscious
You know what I'm
of
saying?
our
Which can
use
just
of
give it more
energy, of our
processing
use
power.
of
And
fossil
then you know,
fuels, of
take
our
the
use
part to
of
get it
products that
internally
are
powered
unhealthy,
so it can
you know what I'm
just go
saying?
sharp.
Chemicals
And
that are
fucking
unhealthy.
install the USB
I'm a
port right in the
23-year
computer as
vegetarian. I
opposed to
eat
having
mostly
stuff
vegan. You know, I
processed.
got some things I'm still working
So
on.
I mean, and get a power
Yet
bank.
I'm a full advocate of striving to live an environmentally friendly way of life and not use single-use plastics. You know, I strive, if even if I do get plastic utensils, you know what I'm saying, wash them, do things like that. So that's one of the things I want to encourage us to be mindful of the state of the planet dealing with climate change and things like that. Another thing is that I'm the owner and founder of Black Man Green Plan LLC, and I do consulting in the world of renewable energy. I'm out here in Portland, Oregon, and my company is also, well, not my company, pardon me. I'm also part owner of Almost Breed Love and Black, which is an environmental justice development company. Um, Almost Breed Love and Black started the New Wealth Alliance, which is a fund, a limited partnership fund, and our New Wealth Alliance and Almost Breed Love and Black have just created um, the Northwest Accelerator (NWX) out here in Portland, Oregon, and it is a clean tech accelerator for Black and other underserved entrepreneurs. And so we're encouraging original people to get into the green sector, starting their own businesses and not necessarily as a worker, because there's a large focus in this sector on people being lay people and not really having a career. And so there are billions of dollars to be made in transitioning from the fossil fuel economy to the renewable energy economy, which is mandatory if we're going to be able to survive on the planet Earth with the impacts of climate change. And one of the great minds of our nation returned to the essence during COVID. Um, um, his name was I Am All, and I knew him as um Rashim. I knew him as Rashim Universal. The guy used to work for FEMA, and he did work on emergency situations. And so a lot of us live in areas where if climate change hits us, a lot of us are vulnerable, like the gods and earths in Far Rockaway and the gods and earths in Louisiana. A lot of us live in coastal areas. And so we need to have emergency plans. You know what I'm saying? If shit hit the fan, where are we going to meet up at? Who has canned goods? Who has water? How are we going to get away in these situations? You know, I mentioned sustainability. Sustainability to me is being able to sustain yourself in case of anything. And resilience is your ability to survive. You know, it's your ability to maintain. And so we're some of the most resilient people on the planet, Black people in the wilderness of North America, because we dealt with some shit in a particular form of slavery that nobody else has ever seen or experienced. And so, you know, I really want to encourage us to be a part of this new technology and these new things that are developing, you know, this third industrial revolution that's happening to replace fossil fuels, and the whole move to transition into sustainability and uses of systems that don't deplete or pollute the planet, but promote, you know, healthy air quality, healthy soil, healthy water. You know, for those of us who are eating meat, you know, whether that's something that's on land or something that's in water, there are all kind of environmental toxins out here. You know, PFAS, you know, particulate matter, PM 2.5. There's a whole lot of PLCs in the water. There's these chemicals that are man-made chemicals from industry and factories that have seeped into our water system and are found globally. There are certain chemicals. There's a really good documentary called "The Devil We Know," and it talks about the chemicals that were produced by their name is 3M, DuPont, the DuPont company. in its manufacturing practices. So we also have to be mindful of being conscious of things like Flint, Michigan, and what happened with the water crisis there, and what happened with the lead crisis in Baltimore. In a lot of our communities, man, we have environmental hazards, and these are environmental justice communities. And so I just want to mention that that's the work that I do, and strive to just be who we say we are. If you God, then treat the planet Earth like you God. Don't just throw your motherfucking litter out on the ground. Like, put it in a proper place, man. you know be civilized. If you had the ability to buy something that's not some shit that you use one time and throw away, then get that. I know it might be a couple dollars more. However, that plastic shit, that cheap shit that you buy, that shit is not, it's not organic material. It never breaks down. You know what I'm saying? So just be mindful of the things, because we leave in this world to generations that haven't even been here yet, and I don't want to leave them in a fucked up situation. So I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, it's called your carbon footprint,
Your
and
carbon
everybody got to
footprint.
be responsible for their own carbon footprint. And you responsible for your own carbon footprint by making sure that you reduce the amount of bullshit that you putting into, circulation. And if you're going to continuously put a lot of bullshit into circulation, make sure that you are part of the process of recycling, and throwing things away properly. That's basically what the God is saying. If you're going to do it, because America is one of the most wasteful nations upon the planet. We have a lot of waste. There's a lot of things that we use. That's why you'll be surprised how impactful it can be just for you to think about the small things. Like, instead of, like, I went to a movie theater and they had straws that was made of like wood or something. It was an irritating ass straw. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't plastic. It was like some type of a wood. It deteriorated. You know what I'm saying? The more you used it. So you got a large beverage. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it was carbonated. It ate up the material of the straw real quick. And you had to go and get another one. But however, this was eco friendly. You understand what I'm saying? And I mean, I would continue to use that in replace of plastic straws. And those type of small things are a major impact to the total environment, you know what I'm saying, as a whole. And we know we don't look at it like that, you know what I'm saying, but if we just all, collectively, was conscious of little things like that more often, it'd be a big ass impact.
Definitely.
You know.
I would like to just say one other thing, if I can just get 2 more minutes.
On,
All right.
God. Come on, my man.
All right. So dig this. There are gods and earths who own land in the southern United States. Some of them deal with farming. One of our brothers in particular, a few years ago, had grown quite a bit of sweet potatoes and okra. However, he was not able to flash freeze them to be able to sell them, and so quite a bit went bad. And as soon as I heard that, because I also own land in the South, um, I was like, damn, we got gods and earths who are organic, vegans who only eat organic things. We got a lot of families who prefer to eat organic things in our nation. And I began to think, how much money would we save if we had access to getting uh, cheap sweet potatoes and okra throughout our nation? How many of us eat sweet potatoes? I would venture to say the majority of the nation eats sweet potatoes.
Well, I know I
And
don't.
so,
I don't,
you know,
God. I mean,
you
me,
don't?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, me myself, I thought sweet potatoes was something that we didn't partake in.
I partake in sweet potatoes, I partake in yams, and I partake in things that got magnesium and copper.
Okay.
Yeah, I need magnesium, man.
Mm-hmm.
Magnesium is yeah. I partake in those. However, I don't
I
partake
can.
in
I mean,
any.
I
Hey,
can't deny that.
and God, I don't want to cut your wisdom, but what I do want to do, we can keep the bill going, but I did want to drop the stream off. Cause we itching on like that almost a 2 hour mark.
Okay,
man,
yeah,
and I ain't
yeah,
wanna
yeah,
keep
yeah.
the fam
Oh.
too long.
All right,
but
my
no,
bad.
we gonna keep rocking
Yeah,
and
we
rolling.
gotta
though.
say peace
You
to
know,
our
we gonna-
viewing
we gonna
audience at
keep
this
up.
moment.
Yeah, hell yeah. So
You know.
look, man, I appreciate everybody that's been tuning in, man, on Instagram, on Facebook, man, on YouTube, man. Y'all make sure y'all follow the page, man, and grab the full audio, man, on Spotify. Make sure y'all follow us on YouTube, so that you can connect, man, and listen to the whole show, man. We about to head to the after party, man.
Peace. It's called
peace
the
to
remix.
Peace
The
to the gods and
remix.
the earths, man.
Peace.
Peace to all
Peace.
the positive people out there in the universe. Anything you want to leave the people with, God? You
I
want
want
to
to
leave
say
anything?
peace to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I had a very good time tonight. You know, I hope everybody come back and, you know, enjoy some more shows. We got some more in line for you guys. You know, peace. You know, thank you. You know, thank you for the support. You know, thank you for everybody coming in and tuning in and everybody that's supporting us. You know, as they say, you know, you could have been anywhere tonight, but you chose to be here with us. You know, and those for you that are not here with us right now, we know you're going to check it out later on the streams. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? So,
True.
peace.
Peace, God. Peace, I
Peace,
see.
peace.
Peace.
True,
Yeah, I
God. Anything you want to say?
Peace. I just want to finish off that degree that I started with earlier. Teach uncivilized people who are
Yo,
savage. Civilization,
that's called persistence.
righteousness,
Peace.
knowledge of themselves, the science of everything in life. Love, peace, and happiness. So I want to say peace. Keep supporting positive people and positive things.
Yo, peace, God. You know what I'm saying?
Peace.
I want to say thank you for always being a prime example of what God's supposed to be. Word is bond, God. You know what I'm saying? Hey, take everything from knowledge to born.
I'm telling you. Now, it's divine. Anything you want to leave the stream audience with, man?
Yeah, check out nwaccelerator.org, NWXCELATOR .org. That's the Northwest Accelerator. That's what I'm working on out here in Portland, Oregon. It is a clean tech accelerator, and I just want to promote that because it's an educational institution that I'm helping build, and we're working with the Port of Portland to develop basically my version of X-Men School for the Professor X's School for the Gifted and Talented, and you know, doing advanced manufacturing and stuff like that. So that's what I like to say. I'd also like to say thank you to all the gods and the earths that poured into me on my journey of getting knowledge of self and teaching me how to be a man with knowledge of self and the things that I need to know to be a civilized person.
Peace, God.
Peace, God. Thank you, man. Word, man. Supreme Science said, tell the gods for thank you for taking it back to the knowledge degree of supreme mathematics. Haven't heard that in years. Peace.
Yo, Supreme Scientist is the only person that had the exact same copy of 120 that I had in the cipher in Milwaukee. I don't know how everybody else got a different set, but he was the only one also that had, we had bread clothing in a home. And a lot of people degree said food clothing in a home. And Supreme Scientist is the only other person I've seen had that same wording. So peace to Supreme Scientist for Cream City.
Peace to the God.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Peace,
Yeah,
God.
peace to the God.
So yeah, man. Listen, man. If you enjoyed the content, if you enjoyed the stream, man, if you enjoy what we do, man, what we here to put together, man, make sure you support us. You can go to 5%connection.live, man, /tips, man, if you want to donate to us. If you want to check out our merch, man, the 5% Connections, t-shirts and merchandise line, man, you can go to knowledgeselfstore.com. You can inbox us for the nectar of the gods, the drink that we make right here in D-Mecca, so we definitely still got some of that on deck, man.
Get that.
Whatever you want to do to check us out, man. If you want to see the full stream of this video, make sure you go to YouTube or Facebook. Or if you're ready to get knowledge, ready to connect and get in tune with the gods and the earths in your geographical location, go to the 5%connection.com and make sure you tap in with us, man. We had our big brother Knowledge Divine hanging with us all day, man.
So this 5% connection shit, this ain't a brand, it's a lifestyle.
Man,
Yes,
it is. And I'm
Word
so
is
honored
bomb.
to be a guest. You know what I
Word,
mean?
peace, God.
This is beautiful. You know, to see us now and not, you know, it's a lot of music videos and shit from the 90s and that's peace. But this is us now.
God, we got some bigger things coming up, God. We got some nice things coming up that we're gonna do, God. We're gonna make sure that you're a part of it. We're gonna make sure that a lot of other viewing gods and earths are a part of it. Cause me personally, I got something particularly that I want to pull off that I want to do, and I'm gonna make sure that we do it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do it big. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure that we line up everything. So it's coming.
Yo, has Big Lord Jamel been a guest yet? Have y'all been checking out?
I've been striving to catch up with the God. It just we haven't put it together yet. But, we working on it.
We don't put the God's channel, you know what I'm saying, out there.
I'm saying I just been trying to connect with the God. But we definitely done built about it. We done talked about it, but it's just putting it together, getting it the right day and the right time. But he's definitely somebody that's on the list of guests that we working to get on the show, man.
The God is the first God to graduate from an HBCU.
You sure about that? You said the God is the first God to graduate from an HBCU?
As far as I know.
What year was that?
Ooh.
Well, okay.
God, we gonna be
I asked the guy. That's a nice tidbit of history right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm a historian buff, God. You know what I'm saying? So I love history. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to our nation. You know what I'm saying? So that when you say that, I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't walk with the God. I know the God. You know what I'm saying? Like, word is bond. That's a jewel. Word.
Yeah, but God, listen, man, we're going to keep the bill rolling, man. If you've been tuning in with us, man, we appreciate y'all. We're going to leave y'all, man, in the same way that we greeted this cipher, man. And that's in the universal greeting of peace.